Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back. Glad you're still sticking around. Take a cup of coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy our, bigger city that we continue to grow. First things first is the battleships that are waiting in the harbor area. I would like to go ahead and get some of those really good items out there. And then we of course have more items that we can boost them. First of all, I would like to check. No, we cannot have them duplicated there, unfortunately. With the epic scale, also not possible. But there is another item that we could use to boost that. That was the steam motor or something like that. It looks like it. We don't have that in store right now, though. Let's continue then, though, onwards with some other boosting. The Wobbly Grip gets really powerful with that. The Hans guns, we have damage per shot 25%, and also more hit points, and also damage reduction. Plus also a mortar coming on board for this one. Let's also move back to my fleet. And then we have the little dread also getting a boost and a weapon boost. There it is, right? And with that, this can also go off again. Perfect. So this was some nice boosting to my Chivvies. And we can now continue onwards with my industry. Now, first of all, we have a slot for the trade union here. Now, I wanted, of course, originally to have my bicycle factories here. Oh, by the way, this is important. This is lots of items here once more that we need for my ship, for my fleet. But of course, there is an item, and that is Daria, the mechanical engineer, that we can use to combine the bicycles and the sewing machine factories together into an area. And this is already electrified here, right? So why not use that? We only have the fur coats at the moment here. So I can, safely move them away, actually up here where we have the penny farthings right now. Let's do this. There's also the light bulb. All right, let's move the light bulb there. And then we can just slowly now move all of that together. So there's the penny farthing number 1, and then I'm moving the fur coat over, penny farthing number 2, fur coat dealer over, and you get the idea. And with that, we have all 4 over here now. They're all getting boosted with electricity and also with the trade union now. We got still 26 influence left, and I would like to use this, of course, to finally get my next trade union on the way. That's pretty important. Those spectacle factories here we can keep. I'm just going to build one more because we are going to need, of course, the additional production. Looking at my brass, we're full on brass and glass also, right? So we can definitely afford this next one. Those fur coat dealers here are still getting, some of them are still getting their electricity. Those guys here are not, and I think that's fine. I would like to use this spot here for another light bulb factory because we are going to need that as well. In this area, let's just have a look that we can keep everything close together. I might actually do it like so that we can have the connection here, and this moves a bit down. For the light bulb factory. Yeah, that can work out, that little puzzle here. We should still be looking fine on the fur coats. Right, it's a +4. Plus demand is not that high anymore anyway. Very nice. Now, there should be a ship coming in. There it is. With, look at that, how lucky. Dario, the mechanical engineer. And this guy here actually has a lot of bonuses that we're going to have a look in a second once it's up and running. I just need to make one thing clear. Iron. We have a good iron production. This is not working out, right? But we have iron coming in from a lot of other islands. We can actually have a look at that. We can select iron, and then we can select all the other islands that we want to have, and this is all the old world islands. And then we can, kind of like guess where we are right now. So as we can see, half of the iron is missing, right? So we're producing 46 tons across all the islands, and of course these islands provide vigor. And then we have a demand of 83. So that means around 40 is negative. That means 800 we need per cycle. Right now we're getting 1,100 per cycle in. However, we're using the steam motors for that right now. I don't know how feasible that really is. We're going to need steam motors for other stuff soon. So I could, and I probably will, use sewing machines on that once more. We're using sewing machines for a lot of things. I can use the steam motors actually here for the work cloth. I think that makes more sense, right? To get the 500, no, we only really need 500, right? So that's 17 tons, and that's it. And here I'm going to use my sewing machines for the 1,100 that we need, and that's 100, sewing machines. We have a surplus of 250 right now every cycle, so we're still within the means here. We can still do this. And of course, the next upgrade is away only 700 tons to epic level. How is it looking with the steam motors? That's only halfway through. We have used them for quite a few things now, right? But the volume, of course, is small. I could go ahead and have a look at my other productions. Yeah, canned food is, I think, in Billoway, right? Yes, we have a surplus of 3. That is only 60, right? So that would also be a very low volume only. I might have a look. I definitely want to export something else. It's probably going to be soap. We're sitting at 120 surplus per cycle for the soap. So we could use this instead of the steam motors. Now, right flat from here, I'm not going to use the docklands too heavily. So I'm not calculating with any more than we need. We are pretty full on beer, so that might be something. All right, let's unload some goods. Or some items, some people. And Dario, the mechanical engineer, of course, is going to be that first one. And he is really cool, right? So let's activate him. Let's also build that last sewing machine factory. And he's actually doing now a couple of things. Bicycle and sewing machine factories, instead of steel, now process iron. And iron we use from the docklands, right? So we have now this discrepancy of 800 tons. I think it has now climbed to... How much more do we need now of iron? That might be interesting to know. I think another 200 tons should be fine. So we do need to push this. We have 1,500 storage right now. Let's actually go all the way up here to 1,500 storage, right? And that's still not that many more sewing machines that we need. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that they're all producing now pocket watches and gramophones in addition. Now for the pocket watches, it's going to be interesting. Can we meet the demand for that? Yes, we can. So with that, we have the pocket watches for my engineers and for my investors coming in right now, right? A bit at least. So I could say for the engineers, do not consume it, right?
The pendulum swings.
There you go. With that, we definitely should have a positive production of that right now of +1. Right? So that all my investors are now getting pocket watches in, boosting their happiness and their income significantly. And since, yeah, investors were my most unhappy population right now, this should actually be something positive. And we're getting actually closer to 100,000 with that. Alright, so one thing done that was pretty successful. Another item that I would like to use is Steely-Eyed Steelsmith. Affects the steelworks, the weapon factories and the heavy weapon factories. For me, the steelworks is the most important thing here. Their negative attractiveness is getting reduced with that. So we should be able to boost our attractiveness there a bit. Or is it the other way around? I'm confused. Ordinary factory? Alright, it doesn't really do much.
Look sharp, the governor's here.
It's at 5. I think it actually is the other way around, right? It's still 5. It doesn't really change it at all. That doesn't matter, but the productivity is increased by another 30%. And, oh, we're not boosting them anyway. So that's fine. We can use the item still like that. One more trade union then here for later for boosting my spectacle factories. And with that, yeah, I think we can actually be quite happy with what has been happened here now. And with that, another production has been fixed or, well, opened up. And that's the pocket watches. So let's go ahead and build a few more investors. These guys here. Because, of course, we need more influence as well. There's a few more workers here that we can upgrade. And we should. Those guys. Farmers. Together with the workers. Another block. And in this area also, of course, where there is the occasional worker. And as I can see, we're getting now really low on workers. So I should stop. This is where I stop for now. Right, we still have lots of farmers though. Alright. I don't mind one bit. Go ahead. Get us a few more workers. And with that, we have upgraded all the farmers I think that we had. Do we have any more farmers here? 29. So there are some farmers still left somewhere. Though we would have to look very closely to find them, I think. There's one. Right, and that's down to 19, so there's still a few more farmhouses somewhere. We'll just find them eventually. Now we're going back to Enbeza, because there is now another quest coming out. First of all, let's sell the penny file things there. Take up the goods, the water pump, deliver that to RG. And look at that, we're still looking very safe here right now. So we still have those islands available to us, right? Miss Hunt is not trying to take it back here for the moment. Of course, 4 battleships are quite a significant threat to her. There's also some very good items here. This one, the Ironworks productivity, 55% boost once more. Sounds very tempting to me. Let's go back to the old world because I think my trader, Nelly 2. This is such an important ship that I should actually rename it. So this is going to be Sanat, one of my Patreon supporters. Thank you very much for your contribution and glad you enjoy the content. You're now my most trusted trade ship that we have. We do have another grapeshot mortar. I would actually like to purchase some steel beams because we can use them to further upgrade more people quickly, right? I don't have steel beams that often, or we're using them in high demand, really, in high quantities. So I definitely should get us in a few more of that. Another ironworks here. Crazy how many items there are for ironworks, right? We don't have that one yet. This one is already in our control. There is a self-repair for harbor buildings. There is the one actually, the exhaust blower, but there is another one that is better for this. And there it is, the heat exchanger, damage slowdown reduction, and another mortar. Very good. Let's get this over. And then we're probably going to send Sanat to Enbesa, where we're going to need him for a couple of missions as well. Let's go back. Oh. Oh, look at that.
People celebrate
He's actually sending one of her battle cruisers, but that's just one passing by. That battle cruisers are not doing so much damage, so we should be fine. And we are, of course. Just passing by really somewhere else. Alright, by the way, here the plague is gone. Holy cow, it was quite the destruction that we had here. And with that also, of course, a significant slowdown of my coffee production. But that's a thing of the past now. Meanwhile, one of my battleships arrives here at Archie for the water pump blueprints.
Not even an orange. Is that really?
Then we continue onwards here, and with that, Archie is expanding, of course, his city for the ultimate confrontation. And let's send the battleship back, and probably then we should have the tapestry and the dried meat ready for action. We have. We just need a ship now delivering that. I do have a cargo ship here at the moment, by the way. We wanted to, get those items over. I want to get those boost items then to the old world. So we are going to...
Firing the engine.
Perfect, no other items then. We're going to load that, get it to Archie, and then send this cargo ship back to the old world. That's fine. This one is coming back to the main fleet, where it belongs. Let's go back to Vega. Because, we have 600 workers that we can upgrade still. And I would like to do this. We have some steel beams in again. There's a few more here. And this one. And also, we need to very carefully select now, because there's not that much room anymore soon for upgrades. This one, definitely. This is all fine. This... yeah, I mean, those two perhaps, and that one. And that's coming close to the end now here. Perhaps those two. That's okay. And now we can focus a bit on artisan upgrades, of which we have a lot. These probably want a theater or a university. Universities. So we do need to have another university close by. That one here. So those people... yeah, for that area there. So those 4 artisans will have to move. Probably over here. That's fine. And then we can squeeze in another university in this district. So these will be upgradable soon. We already have the power plant here, so we definitely should make full use of that. So these people also get electricity. And for that area, not perfectly planned out on my part, honestly. I might need to move this up a bit, or we have an item that boosts the range of power plants. We could also use this. Sanat has returned with lots of resources that we can unload. There you go. And Sanat, you are probably going now to Enbesa. Tabrim to be precise. And I would also like to go ahead and upgrade a bunch of engineers. Let's go ahead and have those guys here. The investors. Oh, the influence. So juicy. There's now a few more. Oh, we can actually, yeah, we could theoretically go and upgrade them all now. And there's a few more. Probably do this. Why not these guys here? Oh, we've just upgraded them, sorry. And I have a very short memory today, it seems. And those guys here. That's a lot, right? And we still have a lot more. And with that, we have reached 100,000 on income there. Perfect. Without income propaganda, by the way. 56,000 investors and 55 influence. That makes it possible to build another battleship. Let's do this. Another battleship coming off. Meanwhile, I'm going to, yeah, fix a few things here. This is not looking ideal. And I also want to have a bit of a buffer there to the river in general. Don't want to have it too close there. And 46 more steel beams, those guys here. And probably also a few more artisans. Yeah, this battle cruiser gets a bit annoying. I might need to send a battleship over here. Just to say who's the boss. And I think we're going to take one of my more upgraded versions, because I don't want to take more than one over there. This one looks good. The Wobbly Creep. Let's get it over to the new vault. We'll easily be able to take up with one of those battle cruisers. And then we got another very good item here. This one? No, this one has not. This one. Oh, they all have now attack upgrades. So let's just skip this one, because we are getting another ship coming out then as well. Anyway, we have also in the meantime reached Kitima with all the building material, with all the materials for the banquet.
Time to settle up.
And now we need to escort Archie over. Let's use one of my ironclads. Only the best of escorts. Let's also go with one battleship, because I think there is an attack. No, there is no attack. We'll be fine.
Fire left ruins behind.
Off they go. For hopefully a heart-warming, jolly good festival. It's also getting really busy in Oreo. Let's see what we can do here. Moving that a bit further over there. And of course that repair crane we have kind of like here, where everyone is docking.
Ship under attack.
Try to keep it over there so we can have another pier here. That'll work out perfectly fine. Alright, also I totally forgot about my cargo ship, so let's just get this one with some resources over there. I'm a bit afraid of Miss Hunter. She has more ships than ever in the region, so we definitely will also need to have more powers than ever in the region. Flamethrowers are also doing a nice damage to steel ships, right? Despite not being really designed for it, they're still quite good for it. Other than that, I think we should be fine with just a few more normal cannons. And probably also... yeah, that upgrade is costly.
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
Another flamethrower here. Reaver ship has arrived in Tabarin in the meanwhile. So this is going to be very important here for trade routes. And Archie has arrived. What's that? Let's actually get Sanad over here, because we're going to purchase some items there and also get these items then to the new vault. What's up? Oh, we have now started the escort, right?
Firing the engines.
On this fine day. Meanwhile, with some building materials, we can go ahead and, yeah, upgrade those guys. And those guys too. And those guys. And with that, this whole block has been finished. A few more artisans over there. Do this. Very nice. And with that, ladies and gents, we have this whole area, this area connected with investors and engineers all the way to this and this. Right, this is downtown, of course. And then everything is ready here also for a tourist port, a potential one. And here the palace grounds and whatnot. There was also... yeah, the grapeshot mortars, but where's my battleship? Ah, at the very hour it's coming out. We can use this one then. A few farmers we're lacking right now that might be built away once again. Some ruins here and there. Nothing severe. And let's also go ahead and upgrade or build a few more farmers as well, of course. Yeah, materials are in, so this is not a big deal. There's the battleship. We can equip this right away with some good items, and it has the perfect name for it. The Coconut Queen battleship. That's going to wreak havoc on any kind of ship that tries to get too close to us here. So let's get that one over. And get it the grape shot mortar. Perfect. And also some boostings there. And we should have another gun here then. Another mortar. We can have 2 mortars there totally. A machine gun mortar that we have. Also, Archie has arrived, and of course we know how that turns out with a very bad banquet that none of both sides like, and that will lead to war eventually. And we can just click us through that, but continue onwards in the next episode with hopefully the scholar recipe at some point now. Stay tuned!
Come.